Course descriptions now. Okay, so course descriptions, they're also required on Course Masters. So they describe your courses, of course, and they are found under Publish and Content. So go into Publish tab, go to Content. Now, within a course description, you'll see there's short and there's section 1 content. That's the content that's applicable to a course description. But you can find it useful. You may have a configuration which uses section 2, 3, or 4. And because they're related to an individual course date, they're quite handy because you can use those to include information on your certificates, for example. You can have additional marketing information that can be sent out. I'm actually using the course description section 2 content to send out to you guys the links to the YouTube clips when we go and upload these sessions to YouTube. So the other section contents can be really, really useful. Now I'm going to show you the editor window shortly, and we're going to talk about the default course description being on the master, but also being able to select course descriptions on course dates as well. So you can actually have unique course descriptions on the course dates. Okay, here we go now. So look, publish content. So we go publish and then to new. Let me see if I can get my... Ah, there we go. There's my little red dot again. So we go to publish and then to new. Now again, if you're wanting to tweak an existing course description, don't forget about that add based on. So then you go to the list, filter to find the course description and use the add based on button. But if you're going to click on new, you go to course description, you can add a name and a label in here. Now these names and labels, they're not really used anywhere currently, but you can use them in your emails. So it's another way of having an extra field that you can use to link a particular description about your courses. And if you decide to make your descriptions unique to your course dates, then that can be a way of specifying your course dates as well. And you can see here we've got that short content and the section 1 content. So the short content, the section 1 content, this is the content that's displayed on your website if you're using the WordPress plugin or using the public pages. The short content is what people see by default. If they click on the expand option, then they see the section 1 content. So you can actually show extra information in section 1. And then of course you click on add. Now here is the editor window. This is just an animated GIF going through seeing what you can do. So when you're editing your course description, you've got access to all of these things. So all of these, it's just like a word processor basically. Pretty efficient at being able to give you different fonts and different looks and feels. You can even color your text and things and make them bold, italicized, etc. There's a bit of formatting ability to left and center align your text as well. There's also the ability to add links and link to images, so include images in those. And if you're very clever, you can use the tools function at the top to actually then include or even edit the source code to be able to include videos. So that's a possibility as well, including videos on your course descriptions. This is the way of marketing your training courses when you're using those WordPress plugins to do that. So I'll just go past this slide now, just gives you a bit of an idea of what option you've got. The view option is particularly relevant because in view, you can view it, the editing in full screen. So that's pretty handy to be able to edit those in full screen, particularly if you're going to be editing PDFs, which tend to be wider than your editing area is. Okay, so course masters, you can specify the course descriptions on the course master, and note you can even create a new course description from your course master. Now, I often have a default course description set up just so I can make things nice and easy and nice and simple. That doesn't have any sort of description on it. Because sometimes I want to get my course master set up nice and quickly so I can start creating my course dates and get them on the website. Then I go through and I tidy up and I create my course descriptions to make sure they match the course that I'm selling. But you can also specify your course descriptions on your course dates as well, edit and create new course descriptions there as well. So that's another way you can do it. Okay, so I think I have let's see, I think I got a quick poll for course descriptions as well. I'm going to launch that. And like I say, feel free to send me questions via the chat. Really happy to answer any questions that you've got. We're doing pretty well for time. If you've got any extra time, I'll do an extra session which talks about how to use training.gov.au and can help you with the creating these course modules and course descriptions, etc. Oh, got an extra vote in there. That's got 3 people involved. That's pretty exciting. Fantastic. Okay, so I'll give you another 30 seconds and then I'll end the polling and display the results. Okay, going to end the polling now and I'll display the results. Okay, so where do we add, edit a course description? Okay, so yes, it is under publish and content. So let's just quickly show you that. Publish and content. So we go to publish and then it's, see that content there? If you click on these buttons here, these action buttons apply to this particular section. So it's publish and content. That's where you can add and edit them. Unfortunately, we don't have an options with course descriptions, so that's not going to be possible. Now, where can you edit a course description? Choose all that apply. Right, so you can edit from the course master. That is correct. You can also edit from the course date as well. As we saw here, look at that. On the course date, you can add and edit from the course date. And of course, you can do it within published content. Can't do it in options though. Okay, so there's no ability to edit in options. Okay, let's get on to the next one. So, oh, Kane, do you have a question, Kane?
No, I did have a question there. I thought I got to put my hand up first. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay, give it.
Can you go back one screen? Because I just want to make sure I'm trying to remember what the question was.
Yep, that one there.
You say you can edit the course description on the date. Does that only change the course description for that date or all dates?
No, it changes it for all dates. So you're changing that course description record. So,
I thought that was the case. I just wanted to make it 100% sure.
So actually, that's a good question because what happens then, let's say, for example, you wanted to just modify it for that course date. It's a bit tricky here because we could create a complete new one. So what I'd recommend if you wanted to do that, go in and edit this one and effectively copy the content and then click on the plus button to create a new one. Otherwise, you have to go into publish, content, duplicate it, make your modifications, which is all easily done, I guess. It's not too complicated. But if you wanted to create one specially, and just be aware too that when you go and add a new one, it doesn't automatically select it. So if you do try and add a new course description here, you're copying the content that you pasted from this one, you do actually then have to click on the lightning bolt to select that particular course description.